The motion it has, shoulder rolling, find an opening and let him go like I'm holding the soul in my hands. Set it free, set it free.
Who could forget what happened here May 18th, 2024? Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk for the Undisputed Heavyweight title. And watching this live with me is Johnny Nelson.
Hi, Todd. Nice to be here with you.
It's time for our tale of the tape. Introducing first, it's Riddick Big Daddy Bowe. 6'5", 240 pounds with a reach of 81 inches. And his... Here comes Riddick Bowe, the Big Daddy.
This bout is scheduled.
And this one has all of those big fight feels you want from a pro. And we're off and running between these two really accomplished fighters. Let's see how they come out. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. They exchange punches. Throws the jab, but it doesn't score. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. That jab doesn't find a home. Nice counter. I'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. And he scores with the counter. A lot of trash talk between these two fighters. Now it's time to put up or shut up.
Can you imagine walking into this, Todd? Walking into an arena with such noise, people chanting your name. You can't even hear your cornerman whispering in your ear. I've been in situations like that where it can be terrorizing if you haven't got your wits about you.
Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Nice counter shot. Those counter punches have to hurt. A perfect counter shot. Couldn't land that jab. Counter punching. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Bowe in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here. Here we go for round two. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. Catch and shoot. This slugger isn't interested in winning rounds. He just wants to win the fight. And he's not going to do it on the scorecard, Johnny. He needs a KO.
Oh, this is a slugger right here in front of him. These kind of fighters, they want to get hit in the face because it G's them on. They want to stand there and fight in the trenches.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Oh my, the Ukrainian has been rattled. And down goes Alexander Usyk. Wow, that impact was incredible. Let's take another look at it.
That's lights out, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me your blood.
As we enter the final 10 seconds here, it's probably a round he'd rather forget. Alexander Usyk in that last round. So it's plan B time after being knocked down in that round.
Can make or break a fighter.
Much better. He's not in your league. Nice round, third round. I like it. I'm happy. Good man. Back on him in this round.
And there's the bell for round 3. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
What a knockdown. 1 minute. You need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
There's a counter shot. Nice counter shot. I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. The jab not finding its target. To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. They're both trying for a knockout. That counter punch caught him clean. Only catching air with that hook. Quick punch scores. Wanted to land the left hook, but was not successful. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Bo in that last round. They got the momentum, they got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you.
There's the bell for round 4. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broke...
Whoa, Johnny! Big Daddy in trouble! Trying to buy time. It appears that the moment of trouble has passed, at least for now.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Ready for that counter punch. One punch could end this fight for either of these two heavyweights.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Pretty close fight here in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. He just misses with that jab. Courage on display here is incredible. They're giving us a high-tempo show. Beautiful counter punch. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Bo in that last round. And a round that's back into the fray here in round 5. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet, not until your senses have come back.
This fighter's certainly not going to outthrow their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little favourite and pickpocket him.
Swing and a miss with the hook. Jab slightly off target. And they figure out the combination to this sink.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for...
One punch did the trick. Let's see it again in slow motion.
A shot from the gods. Took him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue.
Showing a lot of heart to beat the count there.
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
Final 10 seconds here, and this has not been his round for sure. Alexander Usyk in that last round. What a huge momentum swing that's going to be, considering that round will be 10-8. Let's start the 6th. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round...
Hold on, got to cut you off here, Johnny. Usyk. And it appears they're out of trouble, at least for now. But that just goes to show you one clean punch changes everything.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What you step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
You've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses. How do you deal with it?
What you've got to do, Tony, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in a guess.
Punch, counter punch. Can't land that jab. Big shots from both of these fighters. Got to be careful, though. He misses with that straight left. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Bo in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
Leaves the knockout.
Here comes round 7. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
He threw a punch and just got countered. They're both looking for the knockouts here, and that's what we expect from heavyweights.
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. That counter shot lands. The perfect counter lands. You can't make a mistake at the heavyweight level and not expect to be punished for it. Left uppercut doesn't score. Beautiful counter shot. Good counter punch. The jab doesn't quite connect. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Bo in that last round. Round 8, and we're off again. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Well done with that counter shot. This is the heavyweight division. One punch could end this fight.
So you're getting in there with somebody that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get in close.
That jab doesn't score. Can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're going to get knocked out. How about that technique on that headshot? Let's see it again and appreciate it more.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. A knockout victory and one of the biggest surprises of the year.
Oh, what a shot. What a shot. You see shots like that in the gym. At least for once, this is on TV. Thousands around the world saw that shot. They probably even heard it.